Hi, my name is Anthony. I'm the constructor.
And my name is Gina, and I am the designer. And we are the owners of She
She
Shed.
sheds.
Okay, a little backstory on how did we get to this point. I was studying sewing. I was taking some sewing classes. And one of the things they asked for is that everybody should have their space. Create a special space, no matter how small it is, you should have your designated space for sewing. And so I have a little of OCD. So of course, I didn't want it to mess up my living room and things like that. So I went to Anthony and I said, Anthony, I need extra space to do my sewing. And so I said, why don't you build me something? Because we live in a big open space and things. So, like, why don't you build me something? And happily, he said, yes, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I can do it. And I was so surprised. I was like, really? And after he said that, I went to work. I definitely started planning and doing all the investigating what we need to do and everything. I just started to build the business on paper. And once I had everybody in place, I came to him and I brought it, and that's when you heard it for the first time. And
Yes.
then,
And then there is where the work started.
yeah, hmm
Well, first, in every construction, or every building, you need a base. We had to sort out like materials, cost of materials, the 2x6s to make the platform and stuff like that. But we try to do it the simplest way we could because we got an open space and it's like a field, so we couldn't put like concrete down, so we use concrete blocks. So
so you knew what you was doing, or no? Absolutely
on paper,
not.
so on paper, on paper, I knew what I was doing, but
Paper and you too. Okay,
paper
yeah.
and YouTube, and then first was the concrete blocks, and then we frame it. We decided to make it the 10 by 12.
Yes, that's the big one because
That's
we
a
have two sizes.
that's a big one, and with that we don't need any permits. So we base our criteria on the 10 by 12. So first was the concrete blocks, then the frame, then we put down the base, that is the plywood for the flooring. And I had a challenge like putting up the walls because I was doing it by myself. So the framing was a little bit challenging because there were two ways you could do it. You make the frame all the way around, or do the frame, then put the plywood, and then raise it. And I choose the hardest way. That was to put the plywood and then try to raise it. It was really heavy, so my son had to help me.
And raining.
And it was raining. The condition was not good. So after that we frame it, and then after the framing we start putting the rafters up for the roof. The roof was
And
another.
that was the exciting part. After I started to see the rafters and all of that come into, it was so exciting because it started to take shape, and we knew it was going to happen for real.
Yes, and after the box, call it the box, it was a little bit of challenge because I don't know much about, well, I don't know much of anything here, but the roof was the most challenging because the design I was trying to do was like a slant roof. and then you have to like the 2x6s. You have to like make like a cut so it sit on the 2x4s.
Perfect.
So that was a little bit of challenge. So I had to do some more YouTube studying to to do that. That took a couple of days or probably a week or two to do that. But finally, I did the roof structure, and then I had some friends that helped me put the roof on, the shingles, and finish up the roof. Well, I finish up putting on the shingles once I see how they did it. So after that, it was looking good because at least we have a structure
And it was strong.
and it was firm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, once you put up the framing, it's kind of like wobbly, but once you put on the plywood and you nail everything up, it's really firm. So that was a big accomplishment right there. It really felt good
Mm-hmm.
doing all of that and just watching YouTube. So YouTube,
Thank you.
thank you.
Hey y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and follow all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. And I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.